Hello, I'm Stuart Caldwell. This week I would like to talk about strategies to help our English learners. Currently we have 389 students at Spurgeon who are limited English proficient or LEP. We have another 396 who have been redesignated as English proficient. We have a total of 869 students. This means that English is not the first language for over 90% of our students at Spurgeon. Why does this matter? The fact that 90% of our students are English learners, yes, those who have been redesignated are still English learners in the truest sense of the term. This is important for a few reasons. First, it means that the grade level academic language that we use in our classes is harder for our students. They can still engage and learn at grade level, but they need extra supports to access and understand the material. Secondly, and of crucial importance, is the fact that the vocabulary in our reading material may not be as familiar to them as it is to native English speakers. This means that our teachers have to spend more time assessing where our students are with the vocabulary and comprehension so that they can adjust their lessons to our students' levels and needs. Our consistent aim is to help our students achieve grade level in all their classes so that they are college and career ready. Finally, the fact that 90% of our students are English learners means that it is likely that our parents are still working on learning English themselves. This means that the language work that we do is doubly important, as it will be tougher for most of our parents to support our students with the academic English used in our classes. In this week's video, we are going to hear from some of our very own Spurgeon employees who are English learners themselves. They are going to share their experiences, strategies, and supports that help them to learn, and all of them have achieved great professional success. From these anecdotes, we will identify a few ways that we can work with our students, parents, and partners to help our students to bolster their English skills.
Hola, me llamo Gloria Zapata, soy coordinadora de servicios aquí en la escuela Spurgeon. Aunque estoy nacida aquí en los Estados Unidos, mi primer idioma no fue inglés. Como hija de inmigrantes, en mi casa, el idioma que hablamos fue español. And so transitioning to school was difficult for me. Even though I understood and I spoke some English, Spanish was actually the language that I was comfortable in. Spanish was the language that we primarily spoke at home. So when I went to school and I was expected to speak English all the time, it was very difficult for me. There were many words that I didn't know how to say in English. There were a lot of words that I didn't understand in English. I was designated an English learner because of that. And the thing that's been really remarkable with me in that process was that I was very fortunate when I was in elementary school to have a teacher who believed in the power of words. I can recall that there was an instance in which I was trying to describe something. The question was, the teacher wanted us to be able to know what the word anonymous meant. I didn't know the actual word anonymous. I believe I used a completely different word, but something that sounded similar. But instead of stopping me and correcting me in that moment, the teacher gave me the opportunity to describe the word and to really come up with a rich vocabulary of other words that were similar to that word that I could use to describe the word anonymous. And so in that, she gave me an opportunity to create a visual picture, to create a picture for myself what the word anonymous meant. And she knew that it wasn't just about knowing that one specific word, but she knew that being able to provide that memory, being able to provide that rich vocabulary to go with the word, would help to ingrain that word in my memory further than correcting me and stopping me in that one moment. So when I was done, she did let me know that the word was anonymous. But this happened, I believe, in second grade, and it stayed with me. I still remember all the words that she let me describe to use it. I remember feeling very confident in the words that I was using, and the experience has stayed with me and has really driven my passion for allowing people, and especially children, the opportunity to use their voice and their words to help create a visual picture and to further their education.
Xin chào khán giả, tôi tên là Trần Thanh Hiền. Tôi dạy tiếng Anh ở trường Spurgeon Intermediate School. So my story as an EL learner is I came to Spurgeon when I was 12 years old. So I was put in ELD classes, And some of the strategies that helped me along the way, I could remember is number one, the most important thing was just reading. I read a lot, especially picture books, because it helped me with my comprehension. So that gave me a lot of vocabulary, that gave me a lot of just how the syntax of English worked. But also, surprisingly, one of the major things that helped me learning English is just hearing a lot of English. And what I mean by that is I actually watch a lot of popular TV. And just from a popular TV show, you can hear how authentic English language speaker, how they conversate and how they respond to situation, and from that you can pick up a lot of language skills and language contents. Most importantly, you can pick up the colloquials, the different type of idioms that are used, and that is one of the hardest thing about learning English is those idioms. And so I learned those idioms by watching popular TV shows. And finally, one thing that I did in school that really helped was just having a support system of other English learners. We help each other. We had a tutoring session after school, and we just support each other, and we know that we were in the same struggle. So that's my story as an English learner.
Hola, mi nombre es Aileen y yo trabajo aquí en la escuela Spurgeon. Yo cuando estaba en la elementaria empecé aquí en el distrito de Santana, y lo que me ayudó a mí para aprender inglés, what helped me to learn English was I was actually having a very difficult time because my parents only spoke Spanish, and that was my first language I learned. But I was having a hard time because my parents couldn't help me, so my teacher would keep me after school, my third grade teacher, and would keep me after school to read chapter books, and that's the way I learned English.
Mi nombre es Isabel Domínguez. Soy un aprendiz de inglés. I came to the United States at the age of 8. In the beginning, I could not understand a word in English. The school where I attended only had a few students that spoke my language. Those students helped me to communicate with my teachers. It was difficult at first, but I was motivated and wanted to learn English quickly. Reading helped me improve my language skills. With the help and support from my teachers, I learned very quickly.
Hola, mi nombre es Juan Carlos Marquez. Hi, my name is Juan Carlos Marquez. I'm an English teacher here at Spurgeon for 7th grade English and for Abbott. I guess we were talking about ELL and how I was an ELL learner myself. I grew up in Southgate, California. Went to school at San Gabriel Avenue Elementary School. And when I first went in, I was a ELL learner. I spoke Spanish mainly because my mom spoke Spanish and my dad as well. And even though my dad could speak English, he worked very long hours from 5 in the morning and didn't come home till 10. So I really didn't have any way to practice speaking English at home. So the most of that came from school. And when I was signed up in school, one of the things that helped me immensely was reading. And I remember very vividly we would have these boxes full of books, and they were color-coded with red and blue and green tabs. And they would say, read 3 books from any of this section, take a test, and if you pass it, then you can move up to the next level. And to me, it was very video game-esque. Like, I wanted to challenge myself that I can get to the green level by the end of the month. And I would see where my friends were. Oh, you're at purple? I'm going to get to purple too. And so between all of us who were ELLs, we were challenging each other to see who could get furthest ahead. And what ended up happening, not only were we getting further ahead from one another, but we were getting further ahead from everybody else in the class, even the native English speakers. So by the time me and my friends, we got to 2nd, 3rd grade, we were already reading at the 5th grade level. And we weren't necessarily reading to be like the best readers in school. We were reading because it turned out we actually enjoyed reading. We loved what we were going through. We went to the library every week at school. My mom and my aunt would take us to the library at Southgate every single week. We'd check out a big stack of books with Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, all that stuff. We would just immerse ourselves in Stephen King, with the Dark Tower series. And we'd talk about it at school, and we'd do recommendations. So we developed a culture of readers within ourselves, and now reflecting back, I think there's no way that I would be where I am right now and career-wise and having the friends that I have if it wasn't for reading. Because reading made not only English class easier, it made my social studies classes easier because I could understand what's being told to me through the packets of the textbook. My writing got better because I exposed to other writing styles from different authors. I knew how to use dialogue and quotations. I knew what a semicolon was and how to use it in my writing. So I learned punctuation and writing styles and that most of my friends and most of adults I know don't even know how to use. And all of it came from reading, and I still read to this day. So for me, the biggest thing that ELL learners can do, as an ELL learner myself at one point, more than anything, it's reading. And we can stand here and tell you that you need to read, but ultimately it's going to come down to the ELL learner to go and make the effort to read. And it doesn't have to be anything in a textbook. It's go to your library. We have 3 libraries within 2 miles here at Spurgeon. It's free. Go. You get some books for 3 weeks. We have several bookstores here that help. But I guarantee you, nothing will help you better and faster than reading.
Hola, mi nombre es Michelle Hernández. Yo trabajo en la escuela Spurgeon desde el año 2000. Yo vine de México cuando tenía 12 años. Yo nací en Estados Unidos, pero mis padres me llevaron a México. Cuando yo regresé al 8º grado. Cuando empecé la escuela para mí fue muy difícil porque yo el inglés no sabía nada. Se me decía difícil preguntar porque yo era una de las niñas muy tímidas. A mí no me gustaba preguntar en frente de otros estudiantes. Lo que me ayudó mucho a mí fue que algunos de los maestros se tomaron el tiempo para preguntarme, ayudarme desde el principio. Se quedaban después de la escuela. Si yo no entendía algo, ellos me lo explicaban. Y es como yo salí adelante, yo aprendí el inglés. Traté muchas veces a maestros cuando me miraban que yo no lo podía hacer, se tomaban la delicadeza de decirme ven después de escuela si te da vergüenza quedarte a preguntar durante las clases, y es lo que me ayudó mucho para que yo saliera adelante. Hasta este momento yo estoy trabajando para el distrito de Santa Ana, cual yo fui a las escuelas de Santa Ana, y estoy muy agradecida porque muchos de los maestros me ayudaron, y aunque uno no pueda hablar inglés, puede salir uno adelante.
Hi, my name is Rosa Ceja. I'm an assistant principal here at Spurgeon Intermediate. Cuando yo llegué a este país tenía solamente 6 años y la escuela se me hacía muy difícil porque yo no sabía hablar inglés. Además, yo era una niña muy tímida e introvertida. What truly made a difference for me were those teachers that took their time to allow me to develop my English proficiency. They worked very hard with me until I gained my self-confidence and I became a proficient English speaker and eventually a successful learner. And I'm honored to say that these teachers that I'm talking about were teachers from our district, the Santa Ana Unified School District.
Hola, mi nombre es Arely Cordón y yo he trabajado en la escuela Spurgeon desde el 2005. One of the things I remember the most about being an English learner was that I was classified as an English learner all through high school. And I just want to make sure that our students are aware that just because they're classified as English learners does not mean that they cannot be in our honors classes or in our AP classes. In fact, one of my best memories was the surprise of my teacher when they pulled me out of her AP English class in my senior year so that I could go take my test to see if I was going to be reclassified. So students, I want you to make sure that you work really hard. If you're in an honors class or an advanced placement class, you can succeed. You just might have to put in a little bit of work.
Now that we've heard from some of our very own Spurgeon employees, highly successful and capable people all, we start to have a much more clear picture of some of the strategies that have helped and will help our English learners. Again, that's over 90% of our students here at Spurgeon. Our teachers work daily to integrate these strategies into their lessons in all, and I mean all, of our classes. As parents, you can help us to help your students by doing a few simple things. First, make sure that they are reading a book at their Lexile level for at least 20 minutes per night, 7 nights per week. If you need help understanding or identifying your child's Lexile level, please reach out to us. Secondly, join our PTO or attend our ELAC meetings, our Padres Promotores classes, our civic engagement classes, or any other parent programs that we offer here at Spurgeon. Finally, please reach out to us with any questions that you have or if we can help in any way. Our staff and many of our parents are aware of one of my personal goals, but I'm going to share it here as it will help me with my own accountability by sharing it more publicly. I have the goal of being able to conduct a parent meeting entirely in Spanish by October 4th, 2018. I have many Spanish-speaking teachers here at Spurgeon, and we are currently working on eventually having a fully implemented dual immersion Spanish track. I love learning. Our students are working on learning English, and I am working on learning Spanish. We are students together. Please join us in our learning journey. Go Cougars!